Like, wow, this guy really just called my company and tried to report me. You never know what somebody's going through. Like, I would never, unless you really out here drawn, I'm not just gonna call somebody's job just to try to get them fired. Like, I don't really like people like that. Now you done got me fired. I could have got point like anything. You never know what can happen. You just gonna call on me like that. 9 times out of 10, probably because you was just annoyed, right? You ain't got nothing else better to do, so you really took the time out, tracked down the safety department at Prom. And this is a question I get, so I'm gonna answer this question. They want to know what made me go lease. To me, that's simple. You might make out better at a company, position, especially if you got your hazmat or you doing oversized loads or something specialized. You probably will make out way better than a lease operator at Prom, just off the simple fact that you ain't got to worry about the market slow, the freight slow. Even with that, I talk to a lot of drivers out here, just little spots I go to, if I go out to eat, if I go to certain casinos, drivers tend to be in those areas. And I've talked to people that got their own truck working up the spot market, and they not doing too good, bro.
Called your father now.
I be out here taking my licks I be taking my L's like a champ. No cat, I be taking my L's like a champ out here. So, I got a report. Let me tell you the pettiness though. Now, before I even go into this story, what's up with y'all? All right. But I had to jump right on camera after I got this phone call that I just got. So, now off the rip, I was at fault, right? I was at fault. I can admit that. I'll take my L's with grease. So I'm in a residential area. My GPS went wacko, and I'm trying to get back to the highway. Now, at the last minute, I realized, oh shoot, this is not a turning lane. It's to the left of me. It's too late. I'm in this big truck. So even my only option is to go straight and just go into like this gated community where I know for a fact I'm gonna get stuck. There's no way I'm gonna turn around. Or I can just kind of like just make this left turn from where I'm at. So I try to make the left turn from where I'm at. Now, like I said, I know I was wrong. No question about that. But what I do is I turn my turn signal on, right? I turn wide enough so I know I'm not going to hit this guy. And I made the turn. Everything was cool. Of course, he blew his horn because, I would have blew my horn too. He blew his horn. But I made sure I wasn't going to hit him. I took it slow. I made sure everything was cool. Boom. So I get back on the highway. I drive like 2-3 miles down the road because I was looking for a Pizza Hut, right? This is why if you want to look for a restaurant, always use your trucking app. Don't never use Google Maps or anything outside of a trucking GPS because they will bot you up. A long story short, I found my Pizza Hut, parked the truck, took my half hour. When I tell you not even 10 minutes go by, I didn't even get my food yet. I got a call from safety talking about, they know exactly what light I was at, exactly what cross street, exactly what I did. I'm like, wow, this guy really just called my company and tried to report me. And it's like, I get it. Yeah, I cut you off. But stuff like that is like, bro, you never know what somebody's going through. Like, I would never, unless you really out here drawn, I'm not just going to call somebody's job just to try to get them fired. Like, I don't really like people like that. Cause like, you never know, bro, this could have been my last straw. I'm trying to feed my family. That could have been the straw that broke the camel's back. Now you done got me fired. I could have got point like anything. You never know what can happen. He's just gonna call on me like that. 9 times out of 10, probably because you was just annoyed, right? You ain't got nothing else better to do, so you really took the time out, tracked down the safety department at Prom, get like, I don't know. But like I said, I take my L's with grace. So, it wasn't nothing major. They just told me what happened, told me to slow it down. And then the guy lied on me and told me I didn't use my turn signal. And he said I did the same thing twice, so I cut him off 2 times. Like, he just started lying. And that's another thing. It's like, all right, if you go and call my company, tell them about a mistake, like I said, number one, you don't know how that could affect me. And you probably wanted the worst to happen. If I had to guess, he probably wanted the worst case scenario to happen, me to get fired because he was angry. But then you go and sprinkle a lie on top of that. It's like, damn, bro, you got that much time on your plate that I don't know. That's petty. But like I said, I was in the wrong, so I ain't going to complain too much. I'm going to take my lick with ease. But, yeah, other than that, man, I'm moving and shaking. I'm in Illinois. No, I'm in Missouri. On my way to make this drop. I'm like 3 hours away. And then I will be in Springfield for the weekend. I will be taking an ACE 2 class Saturday. So I'll probably tap in with y'all when I get there to show y'all, what's going on. And then y'all know what Sunday is. Eagles versus, who we play, New England? Eagles versus New England, so I'm definitely hyped for that. I think we're going to come out on top. I know Kansas City, that's our rivals. I can't speak for everybody else, but they hurt my heart last year. But I know they just went down to the Bills. No, I said the Bills. They went down to the Lions, Detroit Lions. And the Lions looking nice, though. The Lions definitely looking nice this year. It's a lot of hype around them. So they definitely might be somebody to watch out for this year for all my football folks. But yeah, man, if you in Springfield, Missouri on Sunday, depending on when I get this video out, pull up on me, bro. I'll probably go to like the Buffalo Wild Wings or something like that. And watch the Eagles game. I think they play at 4:15. So yeah, if you in the area, you'll probably see me around. So come holler at me. But I'm about to get back on this road, knock these last 3 hours out, and I will tap in with y'all when I get some more motion. All right, y'all, tapping back in. So I am at the Prime Ink Terminal in Springfield. So my plans kind of got botched up, right? So my plan was, well, not really my plan, but I thought I was going to be sitting all weekend. I'm at this H2 class now, so we on lunch break. We go back at 1:15, so hopefully 1:15, he said we could leave by like 3:30. But as I'm sitting in class, I get an alert, and they send me a load picking up today, going to Texas, and coming right back here. So, of course I'm gonna take it. At first I was about to try to fight it, but I'm like, all right, Eagles is not that deep. I'm not about to, and I can still watch the Eagles game. I just can't do it how I thought I was gonna do it. I was just going Uber to the Buffalo Wild Wings and watch it there. But now I'm gonna have to run around a little different. 700 miles, I think it's gonna be like 13 hours and 11 minutes for the whole trip there and back. So what I'm gonna do is, I'm gonna run hard today, pick up the load. It's only 6 hours away, 6.5. So I'm gonna probably run hard today, pick up the load, then work my way back, shut it down just early enough so maybe I could run a little bit on Sunday because the game don't start till 4. Shut down like around 3:30, start looking for parking, and then by Monday, I'm gonna only have like at the max 2 hours to drive, so I'll just wake up super early, drop that joint like 5, 6 in the morning before dispatch even get in, head to the tank wise, hopefully I can grab something clean and be ready to roll for Monday. So that's how I plan on doing it. Something small to a boss. But yeah, man, I hope that last video I dropped ain't rubbed nobody the wrong way. Like I said, as far as the dispatcher go, me and my dispatcher are, we got a decent relationship. So when I was saying the dispatcher not your friend, that's just in business in general. Like, I don't care what business you in. If that's your partner, that's your partner. Just don't ever get it misconstrued as your friends. No, y'all work together. Y'all in the same field. So don't ever get that confused. But yeah, everybody got different, everybody got different opinions and views on their dispatcher, and that's fine. I wasn't trying to, discredit none of the dispatchers here at Prime. And somebody did ask me, have I ever tried to go in and meet him? So no, I never went in and actually met my dispatcher. No, I'm lying, I did. I met him in TNT, so I'm lying. Yeah, we did have a conversation in TNT when I was upgrading, so I did meet him. But, it's all love, it's all cool. Like, I ain't mad at him. I mean, we men at the end of the day, so, we gonna bump heads. We're not always gonna agree. But, all right, we get past that. Now we still working. I mean, it's all love. But, yeah, outside of that, only because I was reading some comments while I was taking my lunch break, and I, wanted to address that real quick. But outside of that, I probably got like 20 minutes, so I'm gonna let my phone charge a little bit. And yeah, I'm gonna see what hopefully he can get us in and out of here so I can start up to Houston. It's gonna be my first time, not Houston, but Texas. It's definitely gonna be my first time going to Texas, by the way. Never been to Texas. So I ain't gonna say, am I excited? Nah, but I'm a little curious to see what's out there. At least I can check that off my list. Tell folks I done went to Texas. So yeah, I'm gonna tap back in when I get a little more motion and all that. So yeah, I'm gonna tap in. Still getting out that damn truck the wrong way. Tapping in. I got a question for y'all, man. Do y'all ever check yourself? Like, do y'all really ever just have to check yourself one time? One good time? I broke rule number 1, right? So I broke rule number one. If you watching some of my previous videos, I remember myself saying, do not get comfortable. What did I say? It's like just playing for shit to not go your way, basically. I can't say it the way I said it before. But basically what I'm saying is, you gotta expect things to change out here, right? You can't just think everything is gonna be, all right, I'm gonna pick up this load, I'm gonna do that, I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna do that, and everything gonna go perfectly to the T. And then on top of that, when it don't go perfectly to the T, now you getting all bent out of shape. You mean? I forgot that rule. So I definitely had to check myself. Now, in the previous clip, I went from saying, I'm gonna drop the load in Missouri. Then I'm thinking, all right, I'm gonna sit the whole weekend. I'm thinking I'm gonna be able to catch my Eagles game kickoff, fall back the whole week, get a nice load on Monday. I got my truck payment deferred because I took my H2 class Saturday. I had the whole thing set up, right? Doing good. That didn't happen. My dispatcher, he pulled the script. I'm in H2 class. An alert come through my phone. Boom. So I see the load. He sent me a load going to Texas or whatever. I'm like, ugh. So immediately I try to get out of that joint. I ain't gonna hold you. I try to get out. I sent him a text. Honestly, I did mess my clock up. I had to be at H2 class, I think 8 in the morning. So I woke up at like 7, but I only had like, I think I might have had like 45 minutes left on my drive clock. And when I probably should have waited there 15 minutes before I pulled off, I just pulled off thinking I put the clock in PC, but for some reason it wound up clicking over the drive mode, and that kind of threw me off or whatever. So I was kind of pissed about that. So I'm like, damn, well, I'm gonna have to let my clock reset anyway. So I threw dispatch a message like, no, I think I'm gonna pass on this load. Let my clock get right. Let me do a 34-hour reset. And he like, all right, I'm gonna forward it to this weekend dispatch. So he like, all right, I'm gonna just forward this message to but I think you could do it if you just let your clock reset. You can leave late, basically drive overnight. So I thought about it. I'm like, number one, I mean, I can finesse it. I could drive overnight. That might work. And then he talking about he gonna send that message to I already know what that's hitting for. I ain't even about to go into that no more, but I told y'all last video about these dispatchers, how they be, operating and all that. So I knew what that meant. But yeah, so long story short, I wound up taking a load, thinking I was gonna be able to pick it up Sunday. It's only 6 hours, so I'll be able to drop it off early Monday or sometime Sunday. Well, that didn't happen either. I get to the load and my trailer is not there. So it's like one thing after another, it's just not working out. And then I had to think to myself, like, yo, why am I getting all bent out of shape? Like, this not the first time, it's not gonna be the last time this stuff happened. Stuff always happens like this. So that's when I had to check myself and go back to rule number one. Gotta roll with the punches, man. Gotta roll with the punches. If you get your mind just set on one thing, oh, it's gonna work like this, it's gonna work like this, I'm gonna do that. It could work like that, but if it don't, you just gotta know that's how trucking is. You gotta expect it. And I feel like that's where I was getting wrong. I'm just expecting certain stuff to happen, and when it don't happen, now I'm getting all bent out of shape. Yeah, it don't work like that for real. So definitely had to check myself. But another thing I will say is, you gotta be able to change your own moves sometimes. Like right now, I was pissed off, not gonna hold you. I'm like, damn, my load not ready. They talking about something, they don't come in until like 6:30 in the morning, tomorrow, maybe. So I'm like, all right, bro, just whatever. So I'm like, damn, what can I do? So I'm like, all right, well, I am in Texas. So I did pull into this truck stop, and they got some, I can't remember the name of the restaurant, it's behind me though. But it's called Texas Best Steakhouse or whatever. Surprisingly, it's at a truck stop. But it's not even like a real Pilot truck stop. I don't know what it is, but I mean, they got the Pilot sign. You can get gas, but it's not owned by Pilot. So they got like Steak Shake or Steak and Shake. I don't know, whatever. All I know is they got some good Texas soul food or brisket or whatever you call it. I smelled it when I walked in, and that stuff smelled good as hell. So you know I'm gonna try to get me some Texas barbecue, because that's what they famous for. I know it's a sports bar not too far from here. So I'm gonna definitely check out the game. You know what I mean? So you gotta kind of make stuff work for you sometimes. So yeah, I'm gonna tap in with y'all when I get a little more motion, see what I'm doing. And yeah, I'm gonna tap in. All right, y'all. So I kind of botched up, right? So I did find me a nice little sports bar to watch the game, but I thought they sold like barbecue, that good old Texas barbecue, but they didn't. But I did get some fried alligator. I did get some fried alligator, and it was all right. I feel like next time I get some alligator, I'm not gonna get it fried though, because I feel like that kind of defeated the purpose. I ain't get like the true taste of the alligator. I don't know how else they cook alligator. I'm pretty sure they can grill it or whatever. But if I ever try alligator again, I'm gonna get it cooked a little different. Because once you fry it, was kind of like, so they chopped it up in nuggets and fried it. So it was like basically eating popcorn chicken or whatever. But it was still pretty decent. That was my first time trying alligator, so I can't complain. But yeah, I guess I'm about to fall back until I can pick up this load tomorrow. And yeah, I will tap in with y'all when I get some more action. Y'all tapping in. So I finally got the running out the way. I just dropped my load down here in Verona, Missouri. So once again, if you tanker, you probably know what I'm talking about. I don't really know where y'all reefer drivers and y'all drive-in flatbed drivers be going, but yeah, if you a tanker or you're looking to go in a tanker, you probably know, or you going to know about Verona, Missouri. It's probably like 45 minutes away from the terminal or whatever. So now I can fall back, chill, relax. But as I had time to chill, I was going through my comments for my last video, and that kind of sparked this rant I'm about to go on, right? And I'm not going to dwell too much on it, but I hear a lot of people still saying in my comments, leasing is a scam. It's not worth it. What's your take home? All this. You better off being a company driver. Now, I want all my company drivers, if y'all want to, leave a comment in my comment section and let me know what y'all really taking home after taxes. Now, in my opinion, is it worth it being a lease operator at Prime in 2023? I feel like it all depends on, once again, circumstances, right? Everything is about circumstances, what benefits you. Now, when I tell somebody that had a CDL for 5 years, got 5 years of experience, got all the endorsements, would you or should you be a lease operator at Prime? I'm not pretty sure. You probably would. In your situation, you might make out better at a company, position, especially if you got your hazmat or you doing oversized loads or something specialized. You probably would make out way better than a lease operator at Prime, just off the simple fact that you ain't got to worry about certain headaches. Like, you ain't got to worry about if your truck break down. You ain't got to worry about paying taxes at the end of the year. A big one for me, coming off of home time, I feel like one of the benefits of just being a company driver is when you want to take vacation time, most companies, they give you paid time off, vacation time, sick days. So I guess that's one of the cons of being a lease operator, is when you go home, bro, you not making no money. So God forbid you go home for 2 weeks. Those 2 weeks you're not getting paid, right? So you're not getting paid for those 2 weeks. I'm assuming since you on vacation, you spending some money, especially if you got kids. They ain't seen you in a month of Sundays. So you want, show them the best time. If you got a spouse at home, you want to show them a good time. And then when you come back, so now, pause right there. Now you're not making money for the last 2 weeks, but you got money going out. Now when you come back off of home time, depending on how you set it up, if you did it right, you could probably jump right back in the mix and you still making some money. If not, now you probably going another week, maybe 2 weeks without seeing any decent checks. Maybe that first week you might have dug yourself out the hole. That second week, you kind of just made it out the hole. You made a little profit, but you're not about to really see no real money till like that third week coming out. Depending on how you set your, e-fund up. So if you look at that aspect, you just went a whole month without making no money, and all that money was going out. So on that aspect, yeah, it's definitely a benefit to being a company driver. But I'm gonna go back to, like I said, circumstances. If you somebody like me, didn't have a CDL, and you just came into Prime and got your CDL I got my CDL within 3 weeks. 3 weeks, bro. 3 weeks I got my CDL. 3 days for orientation. I think it was like a week and a half of PSD. And then I passed on my first try. I trifected. Right after that, I went on TNT. I started making a little training pay, so that ain't about nothing. That's a little sacrifice. But as soon as you jump out of TNT, I'm pretty sure, depending on where you came from, you probably making more money than you did before you came into the situation. I'm just assuming if you came and got your CDL, 9 times out of 10, you making more money than you made at your previous job. Now, like I said, I understand there's certain nurses that come out here, people that's in real estate, but whatever the case may be that brought you out on the road, obviously you was tired of what you was doing before. So in that situation, I will say, yeah, bro, it's definitely beneficial to be a lease operator at Prime in 2023. And I know what they say, yeah, the market's slow, the freight's slow. Even with that, I talk to a lot of drivers out here, just little spots I go to. If I go out to eat, if I go to certain casinos, you know, drivers tend to be in those areas. And I've talked to people that got their own truck working off a spot market, and they not doing too good, bro. They not doing too good. And I was comparing numbers with one guy, and he said, I'm making out better than him. And he only has to pay once a month for his truck note, car insurance, everything that I got to pay for. But somehow I'm coming out on top. So it's all about perspective, and it's all about having a goal. And once again, I'll say, this lease is a walk-away lease. You ain't got to stay in this lease. So once that 12-month contract is up with Prime, you can turn your truck in. Now you cooking with gas. Now you can go to that company position. You getting paid time off, holidays, sick days, benefits, and all that stuff. So once again, I will reiterate, I do think it's a good move to come to Prime. Or you could go company. I don't know nothing about company. That's why I want y'all to really drop them numbers in the comments, because I'm not sure what company really make. All I know is the reason why I went lease, and this is a question I get, so I'm gonna answer this question. They want to know what made me go lease. To me, that's simple. I wanted the most opportunity. I wanted the best opportunity to make the most money. Now, I already know if I was company driver, I'm pretty much capped, all right? Now, I was just in H2 class, and I'm gonna drop some knowledge on y'all that I didn't even know. Before you get into trucking, you'll hear something like, yeah, the average miles for a solo driver is 2,500 miles, 3,000 if you really grinding out here. So that's true. You can do 3,000 miles. My phone glitched. That's true. You can do 3,000 miles, 2,500, somewhere between that, being a solo driver. But the reality of it is, you're not going to drive more than maybe 2,000 miles, 21, 22. That 2,500, that's an average, but that's everybody not hitting that. Especially in this market right now with freight slow. Most solo drivers is maybe hitting like 2,000 miles, 1,800 miles. And they pulled it up in the H2 class, so they showed real numbers. So I'm just imagining if I'm a company driver and I'm only locked into this certain cent per mile, and I'm only getting 2,000 miles, 2,200 miles a week, that don't really, and then you got to worry about taxes, because it's not like, I guess people think lease operators, we the only one that got to pay taxes. No, company drivers, y'all paying taxes just like we paying taxes. Y'all got medical coming out. Y'all got all your fees associated with what y'all doing. So it's like, I don't see how that would benefit me in my situation. Not saying y'all not making no money, but my question is the type of money that company drivers are making, is it worth being out here 4 weeks away from your family, away from your loved ones? For me, it was like, yo, if I'm gonna really do this, if I'm gonna be out here 2 months at a time, 6 weeks at a time, it gotta really be worth my while. Even if it's just the potential to make, you know, like I said, that last video, a couple videos ago, I made 5,000. There's no way I'd have made that as a company driver. There's no way I'd have made 5,000 in one check being a company driver. There's no way. So things like that is, you know, what played into my, things like that is what played a part in my decision making to why I went lease at Prime. And then the end all be all is, I already went in knowing, all right, I'm gonna just grind it out. And when I'm ready to roll, I could just turn my truck in and I could go on to something different. So if I'm gonna do all that, if I know I'm not locked into a contract, once my 12 months is up, if I so choose to leave Prime, I'm not locked in, why wouldn't you do it? It's no risk. Like, I still haven't heard somebody tell me the risk. I think one person said I'll have a husky tax bill at the end of the year, but, well, number one, this is why you pay your taxes. This is why you take your money out every check for your taxes. And number two, I guess people think I only been in my lease truck for, 3 months now? So by the time my contract with Prime is up, I'll only be in the truck maybe like 5-6 months. So my tax bill is not gonna be as husky as somebody that been out here running, making money for a whole calendar year. So that's another thing. But yeah, I will say, I mean, do what's best for you. I don't know what it's like to be a company driver, so I really don't want to speak on that because I don't want to give out no false information. But if you're a company driver out here, bro, let me know. Let me know. What y'all, I guess, grossing. Y'all can tell me what y'all grossing. In the last video, I already told y'all anywhere from 45 to 5,000. Some weeks are higher, some weeks are lower. But on an average, consistent basis, I'm averaging 45. If you want to be real numbers, 45, 5,000, right? 45,000 easy every week. And the kicker about that is I'm doing that off of 2 loads. I'm not breaking my back. I'm not driving 10 hours a day, sleeping, waking up, driving, sleeping, waking up, driving. I'm talking about I'm driving like 6 hours, 7 hours max, parking the truck, going out, having a life. I'm able to actually enjoy my time without being stressed out here trying to hurry up and make these drops. And that might have something to do with Tanker too, because I know Tanker real laid back. Maybe if I was in like reefer or something like that, that's a little different. But yeah, that's my little spill on that or whatever. And if y'all curious, y'all can read my comments and y'all see exactly what comments I'm talking about on that last video. But y'all definitely want y'all to drop y'all comments in this video as far as company drop, or just let me know what y'all think, like company versus lease for your first year, for your started company. Is it really that big of a deal? Do you think you should go company, lease? I know a lot of people would say, well, you don't understand business. Well, I believe, I got a lot of faith in myself, so I believe I could catch on to anything if I put my mind to it. And that whole time in TNT, like I said, I had 6 months to just pick my trainer brain, somebody that's doing exactly what I'm trying to do, and he's been doing it for 2 years. It's like he got the blueprint. He's a walking, driving blueprint. So you better be picking his brain. And if you can't come off with no information after 6 months of just watching him, asking him questions, and it's like hands-on, then yeah, man, you probably should be a company driver. But I feel like a lot of people out here, they making this thing seem way harder than it is. And bro, it's not that deep. Like, be good with your money. They talking about you got to learn business. Bro, in trucking, it's about being good with your money, right? As far as fuel, like I told you on the last video, pay attention to the fuel market or the fuel rates. Always get the cheapest gas. You got to learn how to run your clock and get you a good accountant so you don't get jammed up in taxes. That's it, bro. It ain't no, you ain't got to be a business guru. You don't got to. All right, y'all, I just wanted to quickly interject at this part of the video right here. So I don't want to make it seem like it's just as simple as finding fuel, learning how to run your truck, stuff like that. It's a little bit deeper than that. But that's more so if you own your own truck. Now you really much hands-on. Prime, as far as leasing, lease operator, Prime holds your hand on everything. There's no way you can kind of like box your business up, because Prime is taking all the necessary fees out of your settlement anyway. And if they don't get it, you're going in the hole, you're not making no more money, so that stuff is paid. Obviously, if you got your own truck, now you talking about certain fees, your IFTAs, a lot of stuff that Prime handles for us as lease operators. When you on your own, it's a lot of stuff you got to know. You got to hire dispatchers. You got to know about net 30s. You got to get factoring companies. Like, it's a lot of stuff out there for like people that really own their own trucks. You know what I mean? So I don't want to make it seem like it's easy by any stretch of the imagination. I'm speaking for lease operators at Prime Inc. So I just wanted to let that be known. All respect to owner operators, because I know your job is way more hectic than lease operators, especially at Prime when you got somebody holding your hand. So I don't want to throw no smut on your name. All respect to y'all. But with that being said, we're gonna jump back into the video. People make it seem like you trying to start a whole storefront, brick and mortar, selling. I don't know. They try to make it seem like something that ain't, bro. This stuff ain't hard. This stuff ain't hard at all. But I'm gonna leave y'all with that. I'm about to fall back. I guess I'm gonna tap in with y'all in the next video, and make sure y'all leave them comments down below. And I'm gonna holler at y'all.